Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So today I'm going to be recreating a Valentine's card I made last year using some of the new Lawn Fawn products. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so if you remember I think it was last year, I made this card using some pastes and some glitter pastes and the Lawn Fawn release with the skunks of Valentine's Day. Now I love this card, but there's a couple of things that I really hate about it, which is why I haven't actually given it to anybody. I hate the fact that the glitter bled. I hate the fact that my colouring is really bad. I hate the fact that there's a bit of excess stuff on the paste is kind of clumped up on the edge. And I hate that the paper is warped, and it's warped so badly that I can actually see underneath it and can see where I've done things to kind of cheat. So you know what, I'm going to recreate this card using all things I've learnt in the last 12 months. And I have learnt a lot in the last 12 months. So it's going to be the same gist, it's going to be using different products. So I'm not using the Lots of Hearts background, I'm going to use the Falling Hearts background from Lawn Fawn, which is brand new. So I've got that ready to go here on my page. I have a piece of cardstock. Now, this is the first thing that is different. I'm not using the 200 GSM quill stuff that I used to use. I'm using my absolutely beautiful smooth paper stock cardstock. It is a bit thicker. We'll do the card base with this in a minute as well, which is going to help. It is a bit thicker, which means I'm hoping not to have the same warping issues that I had before. So I'm going to start off with sticking this down onto my Make Art Station. So I'm just using a little bit of glue tape for that. I don't remember if I used my Make Art Station when I did this last time. I think I probably did, but I can't remember. And then I'm going to use the brand new Falling Hearts Stencil Duo from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to pop this right into the top left corner. Now this is a piece of, when I say scrap cardstock, it's not scrap cardstock, but it's one that I've gone to score and have accidentally scored in the wrong spot. So I don't throw those away, I just keep them and then I use them for things like this. So I'm lining that up, dog hair, in the top left hand corner. And here's something else that is an improvement. I got new magnets. These are from Officeworks. I'll link them down below. They've got some stuff on them at the moment. But they're really strong, that's the first thing. But they've got little handles. They remind me of little pieces from like a Monopoly game or a board game or something. They're so easy to pick up. And they just make stenciling, I don't know why I did that, so much easier. So I'm very excited to have those. Now I'm going to stick with an all pink kind of theme today. And I'm going to be using completely different products. I am going to be using texture paste, but I'm going to be using something else to go with it. So I'm going to use Kitsch Flamingo as my colour, and I'm going to start at the top. So I'm just going to move those down. And we're just going to work our way down the stencil. Now I'm going to start off, not heavy, but I'm starting off reasonably heavy at the top, and I'm just coming lighter as I go down. I'm going to go in with a second layer of this at the top. So I just want to get that first colour layer down, and then I can work out the extras in a second. So I'm just going down and doing this. Actually, just go the whole thing. And once I'm happy with that, these ones at the bottom are very, very light, and that's what I want. And I'm just looking at the blend. It needs a bit more. I'm just going to come in just this really top little bit and just go really heavy on those, and then they'll kind of fade out. So we'll have a look. Oh yeah, I like that. Now, that's alright. I was worried that that was stuck, but it's not. So I'm just going to put that back in exactly the right same spot. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I can wipe it off without getting any ink smudged in the wrong places. It's still squished, but it's okay. And then I'm going to come in with the second layer. And the second layer I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, obviously, You can do one layer, you can do 2 layers, you can do them in different colours. I'm doing it all in the same colour for this because I'm going to make them different by using some texture paste. So that's how I'm going to make these not quite the same. So same thing as before, really heavy at the top, and we'll lighten it as we go down. Have a look. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. I like that. I do. I like that a lot. The only other thing I'm just going to really quickly do, I'm just grabbing my die set and I'm just making sure that I've got a crop of this in the right spot that's not going to hit that little, yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. And then to add, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I haven't used my rock candy glitter yet that I bought in my haul last week, so I want to give it a go, and I want to try it on top of some not some stencil paste, but I'm going to try it on top of something. So I'm bringing in, actually before I do, this is something I think I did last time. I don't think I let the Distress Oxide really set, so I'm going to hit this with the heat tool to try and set it. I'm going to leave it for probably 5 minutes just to make sure that it is dry, because I want it to be dry before I go putting this next lot of wet on top. Okay, so hit with the heat tool. Just putting that with a bit of paper towel on top, and then I'm just putting something heavy there. I should find something else that's heavy. I need a book. Let's just use my planner. It's just off to the side, so it should be fine. I'm just going to put my planner on it just for 5 minutes while I let that dry. Actually, I'm going to use this time to move that off to the side while we do something else. So I've just grabbed a piece of craft cardstock out of my stash. There is a tiny, tiny, tiny little fold on here, but I think it'll be okay. I'm going to add some texture to this anyway, so with that, I think it'll be okay. So I'm just going to line this up and just stick it down with a little bit of washi tape, and I'm going to run this through my die cut machine, and then we're going to add some texture. This part here could be a complete fail. We're going to see if this works. So when I did my haul last week, I said that I bought the wood grain foil plate backdrop. I said I bought it for 2 reasons. The first reason was, of course, to do hot foiling. And the second was to do embossing, because I wanted to try that. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This is the wood grain hot foil plate, like I said. And I'm going to try to emboss with this instead of hot foil. So I've got my plate. I've changed this onto the embossing surface instead of the cutting surface. But I'm going to put my plate back in. And I'm going to put this red, not red, it's not red, rubber embossing folder on top. Now, like I said, I need to stick this down. It's not going to stay nicely. It's not going to stay nicely. I didn't think it would. Now, my hot foil plate here is just a little bit smaller than my embossing plate. That's okay, because you're only going to notice it on the top, and you know it'll just look like it's a bit further away. So I'm just lining this up as best I can so it's at least even, and every time I move it moves. Alright, we're going to try. This may not work. I'm just going to preface that with this may not work, but I'm going to give it a go. Let's just see what that feels like. Okay, it doesn't feel too hard to roll through. There's no cutting plate there, so nothing's going to cut. But I'm just squishing it down. Oh! Okay, that's... It may be a little bit too much. Actually, hold on, let's have a look. So if I'm going to do this again, I'm not going to do it. Oh, look at that. If I was going to do it again, I'd just take out this plate. Actually, depending on if I can get this washi off, I might have to. Might be a little too textured. Maybe. Let's just try. I'm just going to try this again. I'm not going to worry this time about the... I'm not going to worry about doing the stitching, because I'm going to have it on this next one anyway, so it'll be okay. I shouldn't have used these scissors, but anyway. So I'm not going to worry about two things. I'm not going to worry about the stitching, and I'm not going to worry about that bottom plate, and I'm also not going to do any washi tape. I'm just going to hope that this holds. Now, again, this sandwich might not work, like we just found. So let's just do a bit of trying, and let's see if I can get this to do what I want it to do. No, too hard. Okay. Put that one there too. I don't mind trying these things, and if this means it's going to help you guys do it, then I'm quite happy to experiment. Yeah, that's not going to be enough either. Okay. So none of those are going to work. I'm going to take both of the folders off. So it's just going through there just with the base of my cutting platform, and then we'll put this back on the top. So I'm not taking out a lot of room there, but I'm taking out a little bit, which will just hopefully not push quite so much. And then let's see. Oh, that's better. Yay! I did it! I'm so excited right now. That's really good. That's a beautiful impression. It's not too much. It's not a really hard, sort of deep impression, because I think I just went a little bit too rough on the other one. So there we go. I'm going to have that without any, without any stitching around the outside. And I'm just going to stick this down onto my card base. So this is a Australian A2, is that what it is? Is that what we call it? I don't even know. Australian size card base. And I'm just going to trim this down just on the sides, or just on one side to start with, because this bit's obviously a little bit bigger. So I've got that nice edge. I'll do the same thing on this one. And then I can stick it down onto my card base and then just trim off any of the excess. Whoa, that was close. Oh, damn. See, this is why you're supposed to check before you do things. Alright, I'm just going to really quickly redo that, stick it down, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's not 100% perfect, but it's going to be fine. And then just as a last little thing, just to add a little bit, this is just my brown blending brush with Oxide, and I'm just grabbing just a little bit of Vintage Photo and just coming around the outside. I probably should have done this before, but I didn't know where exactly my edges were going to be, so I just went with it. And let's just hope I don't get any on the actual base. Alright. I know I know it's a foil plate. I'm going to love it when it's a foil plate. I just love it as an embossing plate. It's bad. It's very bad. Alright, let's go back to that background. I'm going to grab just the first stencil. So just the one we used in this top corner. And this is the one that I'm going to add stuff to. So I'm going to add some of my transparent gloss texture paste. This is from Ranger. I don't know how good it's going to be anymore, but I'm going to give it a shot. I haven't used it for a little while. No, it's fine. It's just a bit goopy. Is it? Just seeing if it'll spread. I think it will. No, I don't think it will. I think it's dead. So, I just want something behind it that's glossy. And if I can't use that, I'm going to try this. I don't know if this will work either, but let's give it a shot. This is Glossy Accents. I've used Glossy Accents thousands of times. And just to help me here, I'm just going to do one other thing. I'm just going to tape the stencil down, and it's just so that when I'm putting it on here, I don't have to worry about it moving if I have to move the magnets. I'm just basically giving myself one extra little way of keeping it still. Alright, so I'm going to pop, I'm just going to put a big pile of it, which might actually be difficult because this is only a little bottle. Big chunk of it down here on the bottom. If I don't use it all, it's okay, I've got plenty. And then just using my little spatula here, I'm just going to bring it down into my hearts. Now you could like squeeze them directly in and then do this. I feel like this is going to work better, but I don't know. I'm just squidgying it all over just to try and get the coverage. And then once I've got the coverage, I'll go in and make sure it's even. It is picking up some of the colour, that's okay. Okay, and then once I think I've got this, I'm just coming back and having another quick look in really close detail, which is why now you can probably see my head. I'm just having a really good look at all of these and just making sure each and every one of the hearts has gloss on it, which I'm pretty sure it's just this couple at the top. Now, two things. Glossy Accents dries a little bit quickly, so I need to work reasonably fast for this next bit. So I'm going to take that tape off and take this tape off and pick this up. Nah, it's spread everywhere. Damn! I really thought that was going to work. And I don't know if it was that it was too... Alright. I'm not giving up because I want this to work. So I'm going to go and clean my stencil off, clean my thing off. I'm going to redo this background. And I'm going to try that again, but I'm going to add something different. So hold on one second. Alright, so I've done it again and I got a much better result. What I did differently was I put some pixie spray, which is this stuff, on the back of the stencil before I stuck it down. What that's done is it's allowed the paste not to slip in behind it. So maybe that's sort of something that I learnt as well, like I'm learning as we go. The downside is, and someone needs to help me, my pixie spray leaves a little bit of residue. So I'm a little nervous about this next part where I'm going to put some glitter on these hearts. Now I do love the gloss. I think the gloss looks great, but I really want to use this rock candy. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm just worried it's going to stick to the other bits, but we'll see what happens. I'm just putting that all over. And you know what? It's barely sticking. It must already be dry. The other thing that's kind of annoying is that some of them have little bubbles, which will be fine. It'll go away. I think I left them there a bit too long. Some of them have picked up a little bit of glitter, but not a lot. How good does that look? Can I leave it like that? So what I'm going to do is So I'm going to leave this to dry and put this back. It's a lot of glitter. Do not drop that on the floor. I'm just grabbing, this is just a big soft paintbrush. I'm just seeing if I can knock off anything else. Now the glossy accents is basically dry now, so very little of the glitter has stuck, which is a little disappointing, but I'm just going to keep going because otherwise I feel like I could be sitting here forever trying to get this to go. It has left, the pixie spray did leave just a little bit of residue there. I don't know what to do about it. I've tried rubbing it off with an eraser and it doesn't do anything. Like it just ruins the paper. So if someone can tell me what I'm doing wrong with my pixie spray, that would be great. But at the moment I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to cut out my little bit here. I'm coming right over this side for this one. Just down a little bit. Not all of my hearts obviously have gloss on them because I only did half the stencil. You could do both. I just felt like one was enough. Okay, I'm just going to run that through my die cut machine. Alright, two things just happened. Number one, when I cut that, it got a lot more dirty, which was kind of bugging me. And so I was just about at the point where I was just going to say, you know what, bugger, I'm going to do it again. So I thought, well, you know what, grab your eraser out and give it a shot, because if you mess it up now, you're only going to throw this away. So it's not really a big deal. And that's actually worked. It hasn't brought up any of the colour. It hasn't brought up any of the glossy accents. And it's tidied it up to a point where I think I'm happy. A couple of little spots here that still aren't quite right. The only thing that did happen when I sent it through the die cut machine was some of the glossy accents must not have been quite dry. My impatience. So it's pulled up a little bit of colour on some of this. Not lots. Not enough for me to worry about. So I'm just going to do one teeny tiny little thing. This is just a paintbrush with a little bit of that Holtz Distress Oxide, and I'm just painting into the holes where it's gone white. Just trying to fill that colour up. I don't really care if it's not got the gloss, that's fine. I just want it to have the colour so it doesn't look like a big white hole in the middle. And we'll just see how that goes. I can still see it, I still know it's there, but hopefully Ryan doesn't notice it. Okay, so that wood grain is again very subtle. Unless you knew it was there, you're probably not going to notice it. But for me, it just makes all the difference. So that's what we're going to look like. I'm going to put this together up on some foam tape. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp out and colour in my image. Now, I'm going to do that fast because obviously this video has gone long enough. But I'm going to use the the So Damn Much one with these cute little beavers. I'm going to have them sit there. I'm thinking I might actually get the wood, not the Would You Be Mine, and do the log and put the log at the bottom, but I might do the sentiment instead. But I'm going to do this bit, I'm going to put it up, I'm going to stamp and colour those beavers and cut them out, and I'll be right back. so for the beavers, I used E35, E37, and then E49 and E47 for the tails. Now I need to point out, I live in Australia, we don't have beavers. So I think this is what beavers look like, but don't quote me. And then I also just grabbed a couple of the cat tails, one from the So Damn Much and then one from the Totally Awesome, which is also where I got the log from. Just to sort of tuck in. I feel like I just need a little bit of something. Okay, so last thing I really quickly need to do is just put some white highlights on these guys. I don't want to go too over the top. So like I said, I don't know what beavers look like, so I don't know where they need highlights. So cute. And I'll come back for the cattails in just a sec. So I'm going to put the little log there. I liked that log more than the one that comes in Would You Be Mine. The one in Would You Be Mine looks a lot more log-like. And I liked the simplicity of this Totally Awesome one. And then I'm going to pop the sentiment down the bottom. So that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to put the cattails in behind, and I'm going to put the sentiment at the bottom, which I'm going to do the I Love You So Damn Much from the So Damn Much one. I'm going to put that on black cardstock. Actually, part of me wants to put it just there like that, and it's scaring me because I don't want to stamp on this. It's too propped up. It won't work. So I'm just going to grab just a bit of white cardstock, and I'm just going to do it on a bit of white and have it be a tone on tone kind of thing. Part of me wants to use the black because that's what I did on the last one. Actually, you know what? Let's do both and let's see what looks better, because it's not really that difficult. So I'm going to try and use this bit of cardstock if I can. So I'm just making sure that that's straight, and I'm just going to stamp this one in the same ink as the others, so my Hero Arts ink, and the other one I'll just do in Versamark on black with white embossing powder. You guys know I suck with sentiment strips. I should have just done that with a die. Oh well. I'm still going to. So the white one wasn't so bad, but the black one was horrible. So I just cut that out using a Gina K sentiment strip. One of my favourites. Alright. So let's pop that down first because I know where that's going. Just going to use liquid adhesive for this little bit because I like the ability to move it around a little bit. some heart sequins, but apparently I don't, and I don't really want to add just random ones, so I'm going to leave it just like that. That was the original one that I did. Now, I don't think I've done a good job of recreating it. That's not quite what I've done, but I feel like I took a lot from what I did with this card, and especially what I did wrong, and tried to fix it. I think the cardstock's a massive one. I think that's sort of the biggest thing, but the design is almost it's similar. It's not the same, but I definitely need to have another go with some of the glossy accents and the what's it called? The pixie spray. Things I'm still learning, and it's how long have I been making cards now for you guys? I've done it for a long time, and I'm still learning, and I learn every day, and I think that's the fun part about crafting, is that you will always learn something new. You might think you know everything, but you will find something new, and then that's another skill that you get to master. So I hope you have enjoyed this recreation. If you have, please give it a big old thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's lots of other card making videos, and there's the original of that one, which I will link down below if you want to go and check it out. I hope you guys have an absolutely awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!